Here for folks like us, wrong city, wrong people.
All right. Well, let's actually drop that. Didn't mean to bring that up right away. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am ASAP Grim. This is one of the most, I think, daunting and complex series I've ever put together. I'm trying to do something that I don't have a lot of experience in, and so everything's sort of foggy for me, and it takes a lot of research and time and effort to figure out some things. So anyway, with that said, we're going to be taking a look at the first, I guess what I'd call phase of visual modification for Cyberpunk 2077. This might be the most substantial phase of the entire series. And what I plan on doing is jumping into Cyberpunk, taking a look at Night City Vanilla, and then activating a mod one at a time and jumping back in to see what the differences are. And then, I don't know, maybe if it works out well, I might be able to do some split screen and video editing. I'm not 100% sure because how the audio matches up with the various video clips could really make that difficult, but maybe we can try. I don't know. We'll test it as it goes, see how things unfold. But the way that we're going to start this out is I'm going to show you that I have been working with Grok. And you can see, let's just read my original question, and then we're not going to go through all this. I'm just going to show you how much I've been talking with Grok, okay? I plan on playing a heavily modded Cyberpunk 2077 using LUT. A lot of this, guys, if you've never modded or never played Cyberpunk, it may sound like Greek to you. Stick with me. You'll learn the terms as things go along. I'm not an expert myself, but I can show you what's up with the basics. I plan on playing a heavily modded Cyberpunk 2077 using LUT, ENV, HD retextures of everything, vanilla bodies and clothing for the most part, immersion enhancing mods, overhaul mods like Dark Future, mods that increase traffic and crowd size like Nova City, etc. I also plan to record this via OBS AV1 encoder for NVIDIA GPU 60 FPS at 1440p with high quality settings. Gameplay and recording take place on the same PC. Here are my PC specs. Blah, 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 blah. Currently, I am running 1440p ultra settings with exception of the 2 volumetric fog settings, which are at medium. That's because, guys, these 2 settings that have to do with volumetric fog are widely believed to be the biggest contributors to drops in frame rate. And so when we're talking about fog, we're talking about smoke in bars, like when you enter bars and there's smoke in the room. We're talking about vapor from sewers, vapor from manufacturing smokestacks. These are the kinds of things that you don't necessarily need it to be super high res all the time, 100% of the time. And so I turn those down to medium. Currently, I am running 1440p ultra settings with the exception of the 2 volumetric fog settings at medium, ray reconstruction, path tracing, DLS. This is, by the way, guys, just to let you know, this is the toughest setup in Cyberpunk. It's one of the hardest hitting setups in all of gaming right now. If I simply dropped this to ray tracing is a heavy hitter, mind you. There's a significant jump in frame rate as I understand it. But when it comes to trying to get photorealistic, supposedly there's just no comparison. Path tracing is king, and it's not even close. So, DLSS balanced, sharpness at 0.15, DLSS frame generation ×2, VSync disabled, but enabled in the NVIDIA control panel, because that's what was recommended to me. Window borderless, NVIDIA Reflex low latency enabled. I have very few mods loaded up right now. But I do have a number of modder resource mods like CET and RedScript enabled, along with Deceptius mods for bug fixes and longer lockdown. I have a lipstick mod and bullet necklace mod loaded. I have conflict and load screen begone loaded, and that's about it. As I play the intro scene for Corpo V, going all the way through the scenes until V is dropped off by Jackie in her apartment, I am getting between 25 and 45 FPS, with 28 to 32 being the most common. This is my quote-unquote real FPS before frame generation kicks in and raises it to 62 to 85 FPS. Is that to be expected on this strong of a system? And it says no, 25 to 45 FPS, mostly 28 to 32 real render FPS before frame generation, and the Corpo intro isn't unusually low for your setup. So it kind of answered me funny. I said, is this to be expected? It said no. It should have said yes. It isn't unusually low for your setup. It's actually right in line with expectations for path tracing at 1440p Ultra on an RTX 5060 Ti, even with minimal mods. Okay, now, we're not going to read everything, right? I just want you to see how much work I've put in, because questions lead to more questions. And I'm trying to find out what mods should I be using. Can I even try to get to photorealistic? I think I asked that down here. Well, it doesn't matter. We're not going to camp out on this page. Okay, now watch this. That's how much back and forth that I've had on various aspects of this, mostly based around what mods should I be using to get a photorealistic look, and is that realistic for my setup while recording at the settings that I want to record at. Okay, so lots to talk about, lots of things to get into. I don't have to rehash with you everything that's in here, right? I've got the cliff notes. So this may be a long episode, and I'm telling you, I'm giving you the short version. So what we're going to do now is move over to YouTube. I can't close this one out because I'm uploading. Actually, I'm done uploading. Okay. It's just converting it to HD now. What I did is I made a playlist for myself. This playlist is set to private, and I've labeled it Cyberpunk reference videos. If we click on it, let's do it this way. Apparently that was not the way to do it. The way that I normally access it is I come over here to my left sidebar, downloads your videos, liked, watch playlists right here. Okay. And then here it is. Okay, Cyberpunk reference videos. This video right here that's going to open up with, this video is excellent. Take a look at the notes here. Note what it is. Cyberpunk 2077 mod so immersive you won't need to wait for GTA 6. Dude's name is Spectre Gaming. This guy presents so well, fellas. I really want to give him a shout out. He is intelligent, concise, has a good voice. Good mic, right? All of these, when you're trying to figure things out and you're already kind of frayed internally, it really helps to have somebody who, I wish I was like this. I'm not. I'm kind of all over the place, and I kind of do things in real time. This guy comes in prepared, practices beforehand, I believe, and gives you a straight talk through on a whole list of mods that he recommends for making Cyberpunk more immersive. We'll be going over this later in the gameplay mods section once we reach that point. Okay, but what we want to look at today is I want to show you first Next Gen Dreams. Okay. Let's mute it. This is photorealistic, right? This is what we mean when we say photorealistic. Look at how stunning this is. Now, Next Gen Dreams is famous for having a mod available on his or her, I assume probably a his, Patreon. that's not very expensive. It's $7. And it creates these kinds of visuals. Okay, let's skip forward some. He has a lot of things like depth of field, body cam footage, that it's more than just the visuals that make it feel like real life. He has made all kinds of tweaks to things that, like, we're getting used to seeing police body cam footage, right? A lot of that is actually downgraded resolution. Well, he works that out in his game, and he has the camera bounce around and move around a little bit. The whole idea is to immerse you into what feels real. If you understand the uncanny valley, that's what this dude is working to cross. If things are too perfect, your brain automatically understands and knows this ain't real. And somebody who knows that can design something that has lifelike imperfections in it. And now you're screwed because you think, oh, it's real. That's a hustle, right? That's a good hustle. But this just kind of gives you an idea of the kinds of things that we're shooting for. A lot of times at this point in the tech, it kind of depends on weather conditions and I guess various other factors, so that sometimes it looks very real and sometimes it looks more like a video game. It's not uniform, okay? But that's the paid for. This is the one a lot of people talk about. Next Gen Dreams. You go to his Patreon. It's not very expensive. $7 ain't a lot to ask for. And you can get a mod that does more than just graphics. It includes a lot of other things visually that make the world feel believable. Like you're watching video on TikTok or something, you know, x.com, whatever. So then the next thing we're going to look at is Visual Reshade Architect. I really seriously considered this one. I couldn't really get it to work. I think it's because of a setting in Reshade that I didn't know about that's like kind of common knowledge, because I saw some literature that made me think, that's what I was missing whenever I reflected back on running this guy's Reshade unsuccessfully. I think I saw something in reading that I was doing yesterday that clued me in on that, but I don't remember what the setting was. But basically, he offers this. Now, he's free. He tells you what his system is. He's working off a 4070 Ti with an Intel Core i7. And he has this mod list. Okay, pretty short and sweet mod list. And I'm sure he had a reshade in here. Here it is. This is his reshade, and he works off of Preem LUT. Now, Preem is like the precursor to Nova. Okay, so you're talking going way back. When was this made? It was made recently, November of 2025. Right, so he likes Preem LUT, even though it's older, and he uses Preem Weather. I'm telling you, I went and did this setup, and I put his reshade in, and everything kind of like digitized and turned pink. I don't run an AMD graphics card either. Apparently, that can be a problem with AMD graphics. Now, this was before I understood my system was unstable, so perhaps my AMD graphics built into my CPU somehow took over. That might explain it. I don't know. All I'm saying is that it didn't work for me, and I kind of went away from it. Okay, but I did want to show him as an example because it's free, and you can go... I'm giving you all the info right here. You can go there, you can get his reshade, you can set up mods just like he did, and use his weather and LUT mods that he select. Now, he didn't make them, right? But these are the ones that he uses. You can copy his whole setup, and it won't cost you a dime. That's pretty cool, you know? So that's Visual Reshade Architect. He's showing you right here. Now, this part I do want to give a shout out to. This is important. He is not just walking around the city or driving around town. He is showing you fairly intense gameplay. These are firefights. Oh yeah, this is the one that had the mod that it's a lot more blood and causes people to fall into giblets a lot more. Oh man, it's gross. Oh, I'll probably be using that myself. But he is showing you there's a lot happening here. This is actual real gameplay, and he's playing it with this setup on this kind of a machine. So there you go. All right, now is there anything else? Life Simulator. This was a really, really good mod too. Let me click on it. We're going to be coming back to it whenever I do the gameplay mods, but you can see this is the Digital Soul turning Cyberpunk 2077 into a life simulator. Highly recommended. I thought this was a real good video. Go check him out if you're interested. Here's the Blur period guy that I was talking about. Blur, and see the dot? He does a lot of build videos. Now this is the video that I'm following for my build because he doesn't just give you the build, he gives you the progression. So that's very helpful for me. He also has a Nexus account. Let's see if he has the links in here. All perk shard locations, that's really nice. My mod collections. He has a thorough list of collection of mods that you can subscribe to and just get all of them. And they're broken up into 3 categories. He does a great, he's a fantastic organizer. I assume I don't really know for sure, obviously, right? But broken up into 3 collections. He plays on not a bad system, but a lower end system than what I've got. I don't see it in here, but I have seen, maybe it's at his Nexus mod page. I think he's playing on a 3060, or maybe it's a 3080. So that gives you an idea of what kind of system you could use his entire mod collection on and be able to play it. You know, so for some of you guys that haven't gotten into the 40 or 50 series yet, Blur has a ton of content. He's got a lot of Cyberpunk content. Let's go check him out real quick. Bam. Look, that's page 1. Actually, I guess it's all of them, but it's a lot. I have to scroll down a bunch. These are mostly builds. But I think he's got references to different mods he uses. I think he's a good resource. Okay, moving on. We'll take a look at what I have really decided to go with. And that's this one right here. I'm going to give it a try. This is what we're shooting for. Okay? This is also free, and he has kind of almost an ideological mindset about it. I think at his Nexus page you can see all of this is free because I don't think you should charge for this kind of stuff. Right? Now everybody's entitled to their opinion. The guy that charges $7 a month, Next Gen Dreams, I don't hold that against him. But Stunning Visuals might. Right, Stunning Visuals is about, hey, look, this is stuff I dabble with and I'm making it free to the community. That's cool, right? I mean, we appreciate that. So you get an idea of what his stuff is looking like. It's looking very, very good. And if you open up his more sections, Cyberpunk 2077 photorealistic mods. You don't need an RTX 5090 for ultra-realistic graphics, not even a 4090, to get what you see in the photorealistic gameplay. I think he meant to say in this photorealistic gameplay. I introduce you to my new mod pack that offers you all the best Cyberpunk mods in one pack. You get photorealistic graphics that bridge the gap between game and reality, ultra-realistic graphic mods together with my own made reshade, make Cyberpunk 2077 nearly photorealistic. Now free. So maybe he used to charge for this. Stunning Visuals, HDR reshade. Now I checked this out with Grok. I gave him his mod. Here's his mod list. Tested with patch 2.3. That's the latest patch. It's a Google Doc. I grabbed those mods and pasted them into Cyberpunk or into Grok and asked Grok, what do you think about this mod setup for a photorealistic Cyberpunk? And it passed the test. Grok said this is excellent. Covers all the main areas. There's only a few areas that Grok made recommendations to fill in some gaps, and I went ahead and made note of that. Important note, I am the creator of the reshade. I am not the creator of the mods. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to tell you here is that I also asked Grok about the fact that this reshade is made for HDR, because I don't run HDR. I have a Samsung Odyssey G7 1440p monitor. It's really good. I have zero complaints about it. I love this thing. But when it comes to HDR, it's on the low end. It doesn't have the adjustment level that more modern monitors have. So I want to do SDR. So I asked Grok about it, and Grok said, no, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, so this is what we're shooting for. Skip through. I don't want to play this whole video. I think you should go and give it a view on YouTube and give them a like. Do we even have this on 1440p? We do. Obviously, you see the overcast sky. All of these photorealistic mods look best in photorealistic, but here's a nighttime look. Okay. Now, a difference that Grok suggested is this guy uses, now look, this was made December 16th, 2024. This is a little over a year old, right? And he uses Nova LUT Pure 2.2. Grok is recommending I use Nova LUT 3.0, which is like it's the successor to Nova LUT Pure. What I'm telling you is that we have the capability of testing both, but that'll be in the future when we get into the lighting section of the visual overhaul. Today we are doing textures. Okay, so 25 minutes there to give you the surrounding context, I guess, and kind of what we're aiming for. Now, let me take you to Archive 1. Cyberpunk mod list. Okay. This is what we're working with. So I have my modder resources. This is like my reference list. These are all the resources I have loaded. Let me make sure about that. Yes. Character creation. Some of these are recommended by Stunning Visuals. For example, he has a mod called Eyes 2K. I think he's referencing Monster Eyes 2K, because he uses Monster in some other areas too. But I'm not 100%. But we're going to go ahead and use this. Now I'm going to pull this off screen. Well, hold on. Let me give you the overview. So we're going to install these two, Hair 2K and Eyes 2K, because that's part of the character creation. I should have already had these installed, but I didn't see them. They were mixed in with his other mods, so I didn't have them separated out yet, so I missed them. So I need to go back and put those in. Another thing I forgot about was to put that darn bullet necklace on, man. I'll have to take a look at that and see if I can do that in the mirror in V's apartment. Pre-game mods, we worked on that already. All of these are loaded up. Performance. I told you last time I was nervous about this Ultra Plus, but that's when my system was unstable. I talked to Grok about it. Grok says I should definitely be using both of these. They make a big difference. So we're actually going to load those up first. Okay? Then we're going to go into the visual. And we've got all of this. plus the community palette. I just wasn't able to snag it. And it continues over here. These are all a lot of NPCs that are being up-leveled, upscaled. And then we got player heads 2K and tattoos 2K. Okay, he has some textual mods that I'm not going to use. He has some body mods and stuff, but I almost never take screenshots. I don't need a body mod for anything, not as far as I can tell. So to me, that's just wasted asset streaming space. But I reserve the right to change my mind in the future. All right, all of this is Times New Roman at 12. That's a military thing. It's drilled into me. I knew there was something wrong. See? We're at Courier New now. Yeah. Yeah, you jerk. You are not supposed to be that. You are supposed to be Times New Roman at level 12. Probably same thing for you. I knew it. It didn't look right. This is what happens when you spend 20 years doing the same thing. You can't do nothing else. Everything else looks wrong. Is that what they call institutionalized? All right, we're going to X out. We're not going to X out. I need to use this as my reference list. I'm going to drag this over to my secondary window. You can't see it. I can. First thing we're going to do is just hop into Cyberpunk through Vortex. I probably need to take Cyberpunk off I just need to use Vortex instead of having this as a potential mistake for me to click. Okay, mods are enabled. We're going to go take a walk around Night City. Daytime and nighttime. I'm wondering if I ought to load up a night mod, actually, a time mod, I mean. But I think I'm just going to run it as is, and we'll just keep reloading into the same save file. But we're going to look at what vanilla looks like, along with its performance. Okay, we are going to load up the rescue. I forgot how good she looks. Gosh, I hope I don't forget these settings. That's one of the best looking characters I've made. I don't normally do anything with female V. It's only been in preparation for this series. And so to get color tones and, you know, as a dude who doesn't mess with makeup and stuff, that can be a little tricky. But to me, she looks real nice. Okay. So this is vanilla Cyberpunk. We are getting right now 46, 47 natural frames per second. You can see it up there at the top left, leading to 92 to 94 frame generated. Okay. Let's take a look at settings real quick. Maybe I've forgotten some stuff here I need to make sure about. Graphics. DLSS Super Resolution Transformer Model. Okay, that's right. Grok recommended I go from balanced to performance. So that's a big reason why I'm getting much better frames per second than last video we did. 0.15 sharpness is what I'm at. DLSS ray reconstruction on, frame gen at 2x. Path tracing, not ray tracing. I don't do chromatic aberration film grain, or film grain I should say, or depth of field. I do like the lens flare. I have my field of view maxed out at 100. Motion blur is off for me. I think I've seen a recommendation of low, but I don't know. We'll play around with it, I guess. Vignette is off for a cleaner look. Contact shadows off. Oh, I don't remember. I think Grok told me this was redundant with path tracing. I'm almost positive. That's what Grok said. So it said if I've got path tracing enabled, I'm just duplicating my effort and I'm paying for it with frames. So that's been disabled. Improved facial lighting geometry is on. Anisotropy 16. Okay, you know, highest setting, all the way until you get to volumetric fog resolution and volumetric cloud quality, which are at medium. Everything else, let's see, max dynamic decals is at ultra. I can't remember. Grok told me to turn this off, but I don't know if it was for performance or because path tracing made it redundant. I want to say it's because path tracing made it redundant, but that's a big deal. This takes a lot of frames. So if we're getting that from path tracing already, we definitely don't want to reduplicate that effort, or we're paying for nothing. If we go over to video, VSync off, in-game, max FPS on, locked to 60, which does help apparently with frame generation. It helps stabilize it. I'm on windowed borderless, 2560 by 1440p. You can see NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency is on. Okay. So, I think what we'll do is I'm able to, if I remember right, with longer lockdown on night 1, which is what I'm on, we can go walk around Night City. So because it's nighttime, I want to do that. We're doing two things here, guys. We're trying to make a note. We're trying to scrutinize and commit to memory the way the game looks in vanilla, which is pretty, and the frames per second that I'm getting.
Your promise is a lie, an evil lie, motivated by greed and love.
Oh, they're talking about the relic.
That is rich. Hey, excuse me. False promises, greed, a lust for power. Why, it sounds an awful lot like a church to... What? How dare you? Do you not promise a life after death? Do you not charge funeral fees to a family?
Wow.
Maybe the emperor is just afraid of healthy competition, huh? Competition? You believe everything in this world can be counted, measured.
Those are interesting conversations, man. Philosophy is really, really neat. And, listening to people who specialize in things like theology, that's their wheelhouse. It's said that philosophy is the... Well, I can't remember that phrase. I want to say it says philosophy is the handmaiden to theology, or maybe it's the other way around. And that may sound like a loaded term given today's whole socio-political insanity regarding handmaidens, right? But anyway, 45 frames per second. Here's a good thing to look at. Lighting. Okay, you can see the lens flare effect happening there, right? Staring right at the lighting, there's no dip in frames or anything. We're at 46. Get an idea of what kind of traffic we're looking at. Well, it sounds like we have traffic overhead, but I don't see anything up there. One car. We got a few people standing down there, right? This is something that mods will help us with. There are some pretty tasteless advertisements up, guys. That is part of the genre. The idea that humanity is descending into some sort of animalistic kind of behavior, driven more by instinct than thinking. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. 47 frames per second. Perhaps we can get into a gunfight. Ooh, X. How's those frames per second? I got a fire. 45. Missed him. There we go. Okay, so... oh, man. Oh, man, that looked like a pretty direct hit. So that was a firefight in vanilla. Is that a net runner? No. And we seem to stay locked at 45 frames per second. We don't need to pick all this stuff up. We're just going to be reloading. How do I reholster this thing? Yeah, I remembered correctly. B. Okay, well, let's jack this car. And we'll go for a ride. Oof, boy. 39 FPS. If I move my mouse around hard, 37. And whenever I say FPS, I'm talking real FPS. This is before the frame generation. I think we've gotten as low as 35, perhaps. But I think that's the lowest. Really? We're on the wrong side of the road here, fellas. Oh, okay. I guess not. There's the double yellows. Okay. So here we have a lot of neon, and we're looking at 42 frames per second. $39. So maybe being caused by the crowds, I'm not sure. I actually kind of doubt it. My CPU should be handling the crowds, and I think my CPU really crushes it. Do they have any... Take a look at, like, the beer bottles. I'm looking to see if they have any example food. Okay, here we go. Take a look at the food.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, there's a chip back there. Is there a way for me to find my way back there? Quietly? No, I guess not. How we looking? 39 frames per second.
Arguing with you's pointless. You started it.
For those of you who don't know, path tracing is real lighting. None of it is estimated by the programmers. It's a mathematical way for the actual computer to look at where your light sources are at and where they should be reflecting in real time. It's one of the reasons it's so intense. See these reflections here? You can actually start to, okay, it's this advertisement. Oh, it went away. Technica. Okay, let's see if we can. Yeah, hit it at the right angle. Oh, see, you're starting to see the graphic appear. And I'm telling you that if it was the right angle, if it was lower to the ground, you'd be able to read it. When it comes to path tracing, it wouldn't be blurry. You could read it. It'd be backwards because it's a reflection. Okay, 39 frames per second. Bunch of zombies. This dude's wearing a diaper.
You want your teeth broken?
We got a muscle head up here. No, just a big dude. 40 frames per second. Okay. I think that is enough. For us to have an idea of what Night City looks like with the game, with the vanilla game. Okay, so I'm not going to save it or anything. We're just going to escape and we're going to enable some mods. I probably took a little bit longer on that than what I'll take in the future, as we enable mods. But I wanted to get a good baseline test for vanilla. Okay guys, this is a jump cut because I forgot to enable the display capture. So, let's do this again. I've already downloaded them. But basically, what I did is I typed in Cyberpunk CPU optimization. I want to let you guys know, I think this video, because we're approaching an hour already, is just going to be about getting these two optimization mods going and having done the vanilla walk around. So next video will be textures. But if we click right here, it's the first one that comes up, CPU optimization. Now it tells us here, this version is for non-Ultra Plus users. Users currently using the Ultra Plus mod should use CPU optimization plus for better compatibility and performance. So we'll go there. If you scroll down here, it'll tell you it wipes annoying stutters, high latency, and slowdowns, plus crowd rebalance. Well, what is crowd rebalance? If you come down here, it'll tell you right here, optimize crowd behavior to spawn and despawn dynamically based on V's proximity. Note, this may cause occasional pop-in depending on system performance. So, let's think about that again. Crowd behavior to spawn and despawn dynamically based on V's proximity. That means the game's not going to be wasting frames on crowds that are a long ways away. It's instead going to divert those resources to plus up the crowds around V. And then it's going to increase NPC activity to maintain immersion, and it's going to rebalance crowd logic to avoid CPU choke, not tweaked to push more FPS. Okay, so if we go into Files, and we download stable and balanced, is the one that we want. It's going to tell us that we need Phantom Liberty and we need Ultra Plus best performance and visuals for everyone, which I do not have yet. I have the Phantom Liberty, but not the Ultra Plus. Now, if we look at Ultra Plus, there's an awful lot of literature here. Ultra Plus is a series of mods designed for all PCs, fixing bugs and performance with the best possible visuals. Now, this applies to all kinds of games, so they actually have their own installer, new Ultra Plus Manager. But I don't think I'm going to need that because I basically only use this for Cyberpunk. And even that, I'm just simply attempting. I don't know. We'll find out. It does a whole lot of things. Reworks path trace lighting to improve bounce lighting and reduce noise. A lot of this is Greek to me. I understand some of it. Enables ray tracing with path trace bounce lighting. I've called it ray trace plus path tracing. Okay, so these are different performance options that you can select. But we're going to go ahead and just simply download it with our mod manager. Oh, I've already got it. But that's what I would do. It said that I needed CET. I've already got CET. And then once I get this, then I would get this. But I have downloaded both and enabled them. So now we will play Cyberpunk. And once that pops up, then I'll disable the display capture. Let me click in here and then hit space. There we go. Okay, now if I bring up CET, our conflict begun tells us that there's no conflicts with the mods. Here is our Ultra Plus. So I want, well, I guess I kind of forget what I want. I think it was path tracing 20. I want high. Shark lighting. I want high. You know what? We're gonna bring up Grok for this. Okay, now you can't see it, so you'll just have to listen to what I'm gonna narrate it for you. Go all the way to the bottom and ask Grok for Ultra Plus. What should my rendering mode be? Quality level. Shark. Lighting. Cache. Quality. Okay, enable auto quality. No, it told me not to do that before. Enable auto quality first. Target 30 real FPS. Dynamically tunes for consistency in modded city. Dips. Feels locked. Maybe I'm not remembering right. Okay, well, setting category, rendering mode, PT20, high. Alternate, PT next v3, high if stable. Okay, so PT20, quality level high. Yeah. Okay, shark lighting should be medium. There we go. Path tracing tweaks, all on. Hair adjustments, skin adjustments, particles, lighting adjustments. We're going to have to ask it about that. So stand by there. Configuration, auto quality enabled. Well, it's not there. Target 30 FPS. Alright, well the target's there. Here's the quality level it was referencing. Whenever I hit auto, it does allow the FPS target. 30 FPS. FPS display on. Show FPS overlay, okay. Theme, Ultra Plus, weather unstick on. Okay, there is no weather unstick. That might be an old version. VRAM config on, 16 gigabyte safe. Okay. There's our 16 gigabyte. Now I'm gonna say it told me before to put this sucker at high quality level, so I'm gonna try that first. So the first thing that I want to do is question it on that. If you read above, I believe you will find you suggested not to use auto quality and select high quality instead. It'll tell me if I'm wrong. It's now checking the internet. It searched the conversation twice. Now it's checking the internet. Yes, that was a misread on your part, but no worries. Let's clear it up precisely. There's no contradiction. I've consistently recommended enabling auto quality. Okay. With a realistic target FPS while setting the quality level to high. The phrasing high was just shorthand for how auto works. It starts at your selected level and perceptually adjusts downward, only if needed, to hit your target FPS. Auto quality is designed to be enabled for consistency. It's not instead of high. It uses high as the ceiling, while optimizing in real time. Disabling it locks you to a static preset, which can cause bigger FPS dips. Okay. Refine settings, no change needed. Stick to my prior table. Alright. That's a good explanation. So quality level is now set to auto. Target FPS of 30. That's real FPS, not frame generated. So now I'm going to ask it for path tracing tweaks. I see PT lighting fixes, PT hair fixes, boost, boiling fixes. So boiling is something that you guys should be aware of. It's whenever you look into shadows and you see kind of what looks like a kind of murky oil spill that sort of moves around. And that's what's called boiling. It's a problem with rendering the graphics there. It doesn't have to be in shadows. It can be elsewhere also, I believe. Oh, Grok is under heavy usage right now. Okay, so we're going to go with the things that it had. I'm going to go ahead and close Grok out. We're going to go just with what it has selected here. because I think most everything else is only if you see it. I'm so sorry. I'm like kind of thinking about two things at once. I can't seem to get this box to resize, because there's definitely more over there, but I can just grab it. More bounce light is another way to increase brightness of shadows. If the current LUT has dark shadows, try enabling this setting. Okay, so we don't need it. And I wonder if Preem Hair is a specific mod. Okay, well, we're set up for a check. Let's go ahead and close CET. I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. There we go. Let me load a save game to fully activate path tracing 20. Okay. So we can disable my Steam overlay and just go right here with the one from Ultra Plus. We got the real FPS up at the top. Remember, I'm locked at 60, and we have the auto quality saying 50% right now. So we'll load this manual save.
Hey everyone.
I forgot to check daytime for vanilla.
So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira, or the Whale?
Okay. Well, real FPS is sitting a lot lower than vanilla. And that would be because the path tracing mod is pushing thing. It improves stuff. So it is a performance eater. You could see a huge difference in the glow that's occurring out here. I might not want to have lens flare going with this. Oh, look at how much lens flare comes off of these things. It's a lot. Let's try. I want to see what it looks like. This would be a preference thing, guys. Just kind of depends on what you like. Because it's super bright, man. It's really making that neon scream out. We're at 25 frames per second. Real FPS. Okay, when we turn around, goes a little bit nuts. 54 frame generated, so that is a pretty significant hit. I don't know if I'm willing to do that. But let's get outside and see what happens. How do I get out of this place? Here we go.
So, what? You embarrassed?
Is rich. Hey, excuse me. False promises, greed, a lust for power. Why, it sounds an awful lot like a church to... What? How dare you?
Yeah, that is kind of insulting. I mean, you don't have to be a dirtbag about things. Just because you had a bad experience don't mean it's true universally.
Competition, huh? Competition? You believe everything in this world can be counted, measured, rationalized.
And when we do that, we can construct artificial
brains, create new consciousness.
All right. Auto quality 100%. I'll be honest, I don't know if I love this thing. Well, you know what though? I think I am detecting that it adds quite a bit of realism. We haven't even put in a LUT yet. And the lighting alone. I might have to do some side-by-side comparisons. See, look at this. I don't think I remember it looking this realistic before. When it came to, it's the reflections and stuff. It's not really the textures themselves. To me, it seems like it's a little bit hazy though, a little bit blurry. See what a guy's face looks like. .27 frames per second. Well, you know, I did tell it target 30 frames per second. I could have put 45 frames per second in. That looks really blurry. Really, really blurry. Now, there are mods that'll fix that, though. Slot-o-mat. You can buy guns from vending machines, man. I don't know if that's a good idea. We just looted a burrito. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, well, let's try this again. Oh, I nuked everybody else? Oh, that was a good grenade placement, man. Okay, well, we better get out of here. Am I in trouble? Oh, the cops!
Bitches on my ass!
I thought I did the city a favor. I smoked some gangsters, man. Vigilanteism, yeah? Don't y'all need help? You're paying people to do this stuff. Okay, I mean, the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm liking it. I might have to go back in and look at it at vanilla without it again. But this lighting is looking pretty doggone incredible. Who sees me where? And it's doing a good job of keeping that 30 frames per second. We need to find a place that we can look at food. Barely illegal. Barely illegal means it ain't allowed. That's a no-no. Did I just see like a black spot kind of just flash on the screen? I don't think so. Was that Mox? What is she crying for? Man, you walk through an alley and end up in some sketchy area. We were just on Main Street. This place looks like a place you get robbed at. What was that? I don't trust it. We got hooks of cars, burnt out cars. Where's Dirty Mike in the gang, man? I mean, we need to get out of here. Sup, bro? Oh, I can't. I can't. I can't get out of there? I can't get into this car, man. Alright. Here. They just volunteered their car.
All units in the area. Disorderly conduct reported in Watson.
Disorderly
331
conduct?
responding. On my way, dispatch.
I just domed that dude. How's the FPS? 30. Oh, this area is closed. Because Watson's on lockdown. .25 FPS.
All units in the area. Order has been restored. All units instructed to return to patrol.
That's what I'm talking about. Alright. Oh, there was some pop in there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just doing something weird. Yeah, it looks like whenever I move, it kind of like rebuilds itself. Okay, is that Lizzie's? I guess so. Yeah. We'll go inside this nightclub and see what things look like. Can we see these signs in the reflection? Not really. We see it in there. See how it's clear? But it depends on what angle you're looking at.
Hey there, dollface. Interest you in a preem BD?
Not really.
Not my first time.
Don't remember you.
Because I didn't get in through the front.
Huh, get a load of this one. Right. Rules are simple. Someone catches your eye, you do not grab them. You find them in the catalog, ask for a BD, and get yourself a box. No recording, no copping feels when the guards ain't looking. In you go. Have fun, doll.
Thanks.
Welcome to Lizzie's.
What a sweet little face you have.
So this place is, I always thought this was a dance club. This is a strip club?
What'll it be?
Picture already. Yeah, no surprise there.
I mean, things work different in 2077.
Another round over here, Stat.
28, 29 frames per second. Alright guys, well, I've walked around quite a bit. Let's do a little bit more Night City
Going in or
walking.
stand out?
And I will probably have to either reference my vanilla footage that I already recorded in this video, or come in with my optimization video mods disabled and look again, because I'm pretty sure I'm seeing a stark difference in the lighting and how realistic it makes the game look. I don't know if my head's... Sometimes you see what you want.
When's the next delivery?
I just getting in that dude's way, huh? I was trying to get out of the way, but everywhere I was going, he was going. Okay, now that's right. The CPU optimization is supposed to generate more crowds, if I'm understanding it correctly, in my proximity. And I guess maybe the traffic also. So then, shouldn't that mean if I sprint away to an area that's fairly unpopulated?
Killer, it does.
What are you on about? Oh my gosh. Whoa. Moon cheese when you are sky high. Oh my gosh. I always have the same reactions when I get into Night City. What a debauchery loaded degenerate future, and like we're headed for it. I was kind of stuck. Yeah, look at this, I'm stuck. Huh. Looks like daytime's coming on. See, I mean, the cement looks pretty real. It looks a little bit wet, like smooth, maybe like a ice rink or a roller skate floor. Whereas I would expect concrete in a place like this to be a little bit more rugged, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, you know? Kilroy was here. That dates all the way back to World War II, man. Tiger claws. Okay. We're in their territory. I see stars, so maybe nighttime's not upon us. It's definitely brighter with this path tracing mod, this Ultra Plus. There's the moon. We're not anywhere close to daytime. It's definitely brighter. Automatic weapons fire. Did you get that from a vending machine? I'm kind of looking in the distance at the buildings. Yo, brother, where'd you get that hydraulics job at? Okay. Well, I suppose... Man, it's some real heavy glow. Coming off the neon. And I'm not sure I have a preference for that or not. We'll have to see how it works in conjunction with other mods. But it does seem to be creating a more realistic lighting. This is like a really good spot, man. I wish I could find my way back here again. It does seem to be creating some additional realism. But again, I really just need to confirm that. Alright guys, let's call it an episode. We're at what, an hour and a half here. It'll be less than that. There's a whole section I gotta cut out that I forgot to unlock the display capture for you, where I did that jump cut. So we'll cut some of it out, and in the next episode we should be taking a look at loading up texture menus to make high-res textures. Again, I'm Grim. Thanks for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I will see you in the next episode, where this story continues.
This place, ain't no such thing as civilized. It's man, so in love with greed, he has forgotten himself and found